Hello guys, Shop came back once again. It's time to reveal Takamura and Ricardo Martinez, what it means to be on top. Now I didn't think about this just recently. We looked over or just thought about, I seen a video about chapter 1204. Now someone said what's so special about that, and what does it have to do with Takamura and Ricardo Martinez? For a while now, ever since we got more insight into Ricardo Martinez's mental state, we've been around the great Takamura for like over 30 years. So like over that time, we're seeing multiple different symbolism images of what it means to be on top, and what it means to be the champion, or what it means to be the best in the world, or close to it. And we're seeing two different interpretations of this. We have the great Takamura, where he's just, he has a knowledge, like quite a few times, that it's only just him. Like Ippo was like the closest thing he had to somebody close to him. But even then, it's just, Ippo faded away, and look where he is now. So in the 1204, Takamura was pretty much accepted that he'll forever and always be alone. So the imagery of him just in the background with the silhouette with the sun, pretty much confirming that he'll just be alone. Now Ricardo Martinez against Billy McCullough got some more insights on how pretty much Ricardo at that moment in time, at least after watching Alf, because we haven't really, I don't think he used to go through this like all the time, at least from what we've seen recently, that he envied, he wanted to taste that top tier competition between whether you're high rank or low rank. He wanted the taste of the high energy impact type of battles. He is tired of being dominant. He's tired of just being at the top by himself, soaring alone. Now, ironic, the interesting thing about this is I made a video about Takamura Ricardo at pound for pound, but now that I think about it, they also have a difference on the fundamental level of how they think about being at top. Takamura has fully accepted that he's at the top and he's always by himself. Now some might say, well, recently he's been through death matches. He went back and forth with Keith Dragon. He went back and forth with Michael Goat. He has been in some top tier competition where Takamura really feel that same, well, I'm so dominant, I'm at the top. But then again, that same merit, Takamura had one-hit KO with multiple opponents. Even if you put Ricardo Martinez in the Michael Goat situation, it'd be extremely similar, because no different from Billy McCullough, who got a good start at the beginning, or anybody else, or AJ Dante, who had a good start at the beginning. Eventually, Michael Goat made the same fate of Ricardo Martinez's opponents, not surviving too long, kicking the canvas. What happened to the Fox guy? What happened to the Rabbitson? Or the Mickey Mouse guy? They've been mostly a different Takamura opponent that's just been swept through, and it's just been whatever. So you can't say it's that much different, or Takamura and Ricardo aren't going through the same thing. The difference is they're just reacting in two different ways. And I think it comes down to a fundamental level is, I think Ricardo have achieved everything he's wanted in his career, and at this point he's looking for him not to be at the top anymore. He's looking for he won't be alone, the sole guy at top. Cause see, like in reality, like there are people who like there are multiple different top guys, but there's really only just that one guy for some of these people choose to stick on to remember. Whether he's the best guy in the division or not, people tend to stick with him. Why? Who knows? Happened multiple times with different sports, but who knows? We all know how Tony Hawk reigned as king as the skateboarding guy. Not a skateboarding guy, but the skateboarding guy. And his name still makes waves to this day. So you've seen this time and time again, but unlike Ricardo Martinez, who's accomplished everything, Takamura's like, I'm gonna conquer all 6 weight classes. I'm gonna get to the tippy top. I'm doing it for the old man. There's still that always ringing in the back of his mind. So Takamura's at the top and he's alone, but at least he has an objective. It's like playing a game on easy mode. You know, you're just trying to get the most trophies. You're just trying to clear it out real quick, or you play Devastation, or you do it with Wolfenstein, which I've never even done in Wolfenstein. Played it on even difficulty, but you just play just to get through it. And that's what Takamura is doing. He's just cruising on through to a certain degree. He has a tough battle here and there, but he's cruising on through. It's no different from how Ricardo is right now. Well, the difference with Ricardo is, I don't know. It's a fascinating thing with Ricardo and his mental state, because it's not like he's done with the sport, but he's at time with certain opponents not all the way there. It's like he wants something more. He wants somebody to push him to his limits. He wants somebody to give him that potential. He wants somebody to send him the ultimate opposition, the ultimate battle, the ultimate fight. Well, he's just like, he's him. He's going to deliver on everything I ask for. He's going to give me the fight what I've been asking for. This is what I want. Even to the point where, like, this man look a hit from Billy McCullum just nearly hit him, just like he could just feel the breeze of the hit. Ricardo, it's just not, when he was going against Billy, he was going off the deep end, man. Like some of the stuff Ricardo was saying was concerning to a certain degree, because he was going off the deep end there, buddy. He was really out there. But compared to Takamura, he's not really like that. I don't know. Somebody say, well, you could just sum it up, well, Takamura can't accept that he's alone and Ricardo can't. I don't think it's that. And I can't really say, well, they're just at two different spots of their career. Like, Takamura is going on 30. He cracked those jokes at AJ Dante. Look at you, Takamura. You're a senior citizen. You're nearly a senior citizen now. Reaching the age of 28 to 29. But, look at Ricardo. I don't know if we get a confirmed age for Ricardo. He gotta be somewhere in the late 30s, maybe potentially early 40s, potentially 44. I cannot 100% recall, but he has been a champion for like a long, long time. Even referred to as a super champion, even though he only holds one belt. And since it's already confirmed that there's two other fighters trying to unify belts, and Billy McCullum dropped the belt, why he a super champ or how does a person become a super champion is unknown to me. If someone knows, to tell me. But you're not too far from each other's career. I don't think the age thing really makes that much of a difference, because we don't know when Ricardo started to feel like this. But we have seen a sensation where multiple times, even before, where it's just like Takamura has seen himself as the only one, as all by himself. And that's it. Even to the point, he's telling Ippo, you know, don't get the old man don't get the old man aside like that. He has him. That's all he needs to worry about. Just focus on me. Just focus on me. He says that there's no point. But I don't know. We've seen two interesting viewpoints on what it means to be at the top. We have seen the envious, sad Ricardo Martinez at times, where he's longing for that ultimate opposition. He longing for no longer be at the top by himself. He's longing for somebody else to soar with him, or just be like the rival, the give him that passionate fight he used to have in the early good old days. But now it just becomes too easy. And maybe that's kind of how I feel with playing Transform Devastation or Wolfenstein. I've played those games so many times back to back, or even Marvel Spider-Man. I've played those games so many times back to back that it's just I've lost all interest in playing the game. And I can't really explain why. I have no urge to go back to them. I love the game, I love the soundtrack, but it just sits there on the PS4 dashboard, and I don't want to delete it in case I want to go back to it, but I haven't touched the game in months. Like, I stopped playing the old game as the new Colossus. I've stopped playing the game, and whatever re-download, not the new Colossus, the new order, the new Colossus, it is what it is. But the new order, it's just like, even at any time I can reinstall the new order and just attempt to play, it's just like I can't. I've played it too many times. I once had a class back in literature. I think it was like in the 9th grade, Miss Patterson class, Langston Hughes, and the whole thing was reading a story called The Most Dangerous Game. And other people was like, oh wait, people, but I understood the basic concept of it. That the reason why the hunter will hunt people is, unlike an animal, after you figure out the tactics, it gets old, it gets boring, it gets stale. Once you meet one Cape Buffalo, except from a few abnormalities, they're more or less all the same. Once you meet one tiger, one crocodile, once you meet the cream of the crop, that's all you're going to get. But with a human being, you never know what you're going to get. You can get a military specialist, you can get some random civilian. Every time you hunt a human being, it won't be the exact same thing. They won't fall for the exact same trap. There will always be something different. There'll be a thought different. There'll be a backstory. There's always some brand new fundamentals that'll be different. Unlike, if anything else, if you put in like a human game, it's always a different experience. There's always something brand new. So that's the way I kind of see it, and that's kind of the way it kind of is with Ricardo here, where he's just like, he's seen most things, but even then, like right now, right, you would expect that, alright, he bit up a little bit more, he could chew. There's Wally. I would expect at any moment that he would slip into that mindset he had with Billy McCullum, where he's just like, yes, this is what I've been waiting for, this is what I wanted. And the only other person where he's just like, he's got like a little bit fired up over it is like Sendo, and that's it. He's the only one. He had high expectations for Billy's, and then he put Billy to sleep with one hand. Like he was the great Takamura, so... You can say what you want for that, but, It is interesting to compare the two champions, the two cream of the crop, the two of the best of their both respective divisions, and with Takamura moving on up, and it's just he's yet to become undisputed in a weight class, so I'll be interested to see that, but I think it's very interesting to see the two different states of mind of the two champions here, of Ricardo Martinez, of a great Takamura, where it's just, in some way it is sad that Takamura sees himself as the only one. It really is a lonely type of thing. You look at Takamura, man, you look at the way he lives, you look at the way he like, even Ricardo, now I think about it, aside from Bill Stewart, we've never seen anybody else at Ricardo's house. Now, somebody said, well, we haven't seen him 24 hours a day, of course, but aside from Bill Stewart, and like confirmed that Jose Naga's a sparring partner, who else do you see around Ricardo Martinez? Who? Really nobody. Literally nobody. Even when, like, Sendo showed up to the gym, we saw Ricardo and Bill Stewart, that was it. And Alf made a cameo towards the end. So it's just, you look at Takamura, right? Living in the same apartment for the last past, like, going on a decade. No one knows where Takamura burned all his money at. It's obviously not on no furniture, or a bed, or a new place to stay. But you look at Takamura, he doesn't really have any family. He loves the guys at the gym, but it's just, that's pretty much it for the great Takamura. That's it. And then we had the infamous why does Takamura go on trips where he just leaves, just suddenly out of nowhere. And then he calls the gym, and it just, he expects people to be excited to hear his stories. Like, that's not a good thing. And you saw reactions. What do you mean you're busy? Just hang up the phone with Aoki, hang up the phone with Kimura. That is signs of a person who is like truly alone, even though he's surrounded by people. That's what signs of what that is. That's not a good sign. Most people started this right off as a joke. He bought an old octopus. He from Sendo's grandmother when she should be shut down, and you know, running off is a whatever type of thing, but it's really not. But the fact that he did expect someone to call him, and it was only Ippo who actually picked up the phone long enough to hear anything, and he was like, yeah, he was finally excited. It's just like, then is there any question why when Ippo lost, he considered himself to be forever alone and by himself? Is there any question since, besides from Taking Katara, is not really the same anymore? Like since episode 8 for the anime, where it's just like it'd be Takamura and Ippo, they're gonna win, Takamura and Ippo gonna make their way through, Takamura and Ippo, they dynamic duo, the best of buddies, the brothers from different parents. It was perfect, who both share the same surrogate father and Coach Koigama. It was fantastic. Ippo goes down, and that was more or less it. And even then, like, even post Ippo losing, at this point, you really don't see Takamura really that much. Now, I've said once before that, well, you know, you need some space in between your Takamura. You can't have Takamura all the time, of course. But in this case, like, Takamura be gone for like half a year. Takamura be gone for like an entire year or two in real time. Like, we don't see this man for chapters in ages. Have a major fight, and then just vanish. We never got a follow up on what happened between him and his family. After they embarrassed him like that in front of everybody. He never said a word, never peeled their wig back, had nothing to... It's similar to how come the brother and sister show up? Where was the big brother at? I could be wrong, but no. The big brother didn't go inside, but he was outside. And I think his brother was there. Alright, then I'm gonna use my brother for marketing, for the talking. He's just, not even his own family care about him at all. And like, in my opinion, there's no excuse for their behavior. There's none. did all that to embarrass the man, and then after the fight, got nothing to say, don't hop into the arena, you don't do absolutely nothing, you just vanish. So you showed up here to push out your garbage marketing, in which apparently it didn't go anywhere, says it malfunctioned, and you just did it to make fun of Takamura. Really? But I'll be able to accept you back into the family if you bring home the belt and you give up all these child games. The belt. Boxing is all I got, buddy. Boxing is where is my natural element. This is my natural habitat. Go back to what? To a father who don't really care, to a mother who got nothing to say, and to a bunch of siblings. That's just there. What type of life is that? Really? And then you have Dr. Yamaguchi, and it's just like, well, we could always get you any old girl. Wow, just don't really care about Takamura's interests at all. It really makes you wonder how much does Takamura's family know about him. It makes you truly wonder. Even though Dr. Yamaguchi thing, after one failed attempt at relationship, I guess this one is kind of going somewhere. Especially after the last time where Dr. Yamaguchi left Ippo and Takamura hugged up on each other. Tragic. Yeah, I think Kimura and Ioki slipped up once. We're just like, wait, get off of me, get off of me, what is happening? Oh boy, but that's funny. Oh boy, but I think with Dr. Yamaguchi, it could go somewhere eventually. And it's implied that she is older than he is, so maybe in like early to mid 30s, and he's rolling into the 30s to a certain degree. Would it be the first time we see a relationship like this with Sendo and his middle school teacher? Might need to call up a few folks about that one. Oh no, Johnny. Oh no. And this, that's too bad we never get to see the Sendo got an animated style. That's tragic. Damn. But yeah. These are interesting perspectives to put on how the two compare to each other, really, of what it means to be champion, and how they both deal with being at the top, and what it means to them individually. And where with one, maybe it's the fact that Ricardo has looked so deep into the abyss, especially with his record of 60 plus fights, where it's just like, come on, damn it, give me somebody, at least somebody. It is kind of sad, like you go through a full training camp and you're not gonna do it like in 2 rounds. And some people say it's exciting, but this is not my first fight. This is not my 20th fight. I'm like 60 fights deep. Like, where is the opposition? I pretty much cleared out the back. I basically done cleared out the weight class twice, 3 to 4 times over. So he can always move up, but it's just, if 120, yeah, it's 126 is his best fighting weight, then there's no point of moving up. Which I've never understood. Well, you clear out the weight class, you should move up. Why? If this is my best ultimate form, I'm gonna put on extra weight for and be in a weight class I don't belong in. Maybe it's just me. Who knows? Maybe I'm the one. But I don't know. Maybe this is things nobody else has really noticed with the great Takamura and Ricardo Martinez, but when you look at it that way, it becomes quite sad how they both are facing a similar isolation. And I don't think about it, you don't really see Takamura in the background of the gym anymore, now that I think about it. Not really. There's a cameo here and there, maybe. Not really there. I know something interesting to start off. Even then, Ricardo Martinez and Jose Nargo is just like they're sparring partners, but it's just like that's all they are, really. It's never implied they're anything else or any type of decent friends. As far as you know, that they work at the same gym. Jose Nargo got some of the best footwork to get ripped in half by Ricardo Martinez. So, how do you guys thoughts depends with the comparison between Ricardo Martinez and Takamura Mamaru on the whole, how they deal with being on top and how they kind of just deal with being alone. Because when you're the best in the world, you're the best to ever do it. It just it'll make sense of either way. Because Takamura is just like get the 6 belts for the old man, and that's just kind of just it. That's just his objective here. But Ricardo, he wants the other route of hey, like, where's the opposition? Like, where's the rivals? Where's like, it just can't just be me up here by myself. I'd call it the last dinosaur syndrome. It's where it's just you kind of feel like you're alone, like you're the only one. And you go through 20, 30, 40 plus years of your life, and eventually it comes to a sad fact that there's just nobody out there besides from you. Last dinosaur syndrome is the that's the only thing I can really call it. I think I gave it some other name. I talked to my friend Joe. I can't really remember what it is, but for now we'll call it the last dinosaur syndrome, because that's really what it is. It's quite an isolated way to live, to be honest. It's not really fun for anybody. It's just you just kind of just sit around waiting and wondering, just like it just can't be me. It gotta be somebody else better. It has to be. There's like billions of people on the planet. Why is it just me? And then you end up taking a trip to Vegas, and it just doesn't feel like you left from home, really. You still feel like you're still in the same state where you came from. But how could it be? There's no humidity out there. It's a desert. Look, they don't really have sidewalks. You can't really cross the street. How could it be the same? But doesn't feel different. Because even now, coming back from Vegas, I don't really feel like I've been across the country or I've been to a different place. Even flying here, it just seeing the stuff go by, it just all kind of looks the same. North America, it got everything in the world. You want your forest? We got that. You got desert? We got that. You want tropical? We got that, baby. Alright? The Americas are the ultimate accumulation of the planet. We got everything. You want a piece of Antarctica? You can go to Canada. You want a piece of the tropics of Africa? Go down to South America, baby. You want some deep forest? We got America out there in Montana, and we got some places in South America. Or the forests up there in Canada. It's just, you want some desert? We got Mexico, we got Arizona, we got California, we got the Rockies, we got the desert for you, Johnny. It's just, it really is kind of a microcosm of its own of the entire planet. Because there's some places in the old world where you just can't get a desert. But you just cross a few states in America, there's a desert. And then you cross into Mexico, there's a rainforest. It really is an entire microcosm of the planet in a way. But that's totally offset. That's offset. I mentioned over Ricardo's and Takamura. Oh, that's just an interesting point I've noticed. With the whole how they deal with the isolation, the whole isolation thing, it is quite sad that they do feel that way, and it seems there's no solution to it really. It's just and the Takamura just live the Takamura way, I guess. It's just the Takamura is the Takamura. But Ricardo, it seems like Ricardo does make a genuine effort to find specific opponents and don't like to rematch people because it's the exact same thing. He does make an effort to find what he's looking for. But until Sendo, not much has happened. And even with Wally, it's just like I was saying earlier, he's not as gassed up as he should be that we've got this ultimate opposition, this genius, this brilliant mind right here in front of him. And his reaction is, this is unknown territory, and I gotta go into the jungle. What was all this against Billy? What was all this against? Where was this at? We was just going off the deep end mentally, and it's just like, wow, that Grazer punch was amazing. What was all that then? And I think one of those things that, cause there's being alone, and there's that feeling of true isolation. It's that feeling of that true last dinosaur syndrome, where it's just like there's nobody else out there. And should you keep it at the back of the mind in case maybe there could be, maybe, but it's nothing you lose sleep over. There's nothing you get anxious about. Nothing where the anxiety kicks in. No, it's just, if there is, there is. But overall, there's only just me out there. It's a very sad way to live. But I know you got thoughts and opinions. Like, comment, subscribe. And what are your thoughts about the whole theory of the last dinosaur syndrome? Have you felt such a way, or just whatever? Because who knows who's actually gonna watch this video? It's been WK, and peace.